Meanwhile, the case is now raising privacy concerns. Nancy Guthrie did not have a subscription to Google's Nest camera service that recorded her alleged abductor, and that means theoretically the video should have been deleted, but it was still sending raw data to servers. So joining us now is Jody Russell, Senior Solutions Engineer at Ambient AI. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity to speak on this very important subject.
Well, a lot of us have been talking in the newsroom. It's a topic I think that's sparked a lot of conversation. Authorities previously had said that they did not have access to the video because Nancy didn't have that Nest subscription like we were talking about, yet they were able to retrieve it. Should consumers be worried about this type of use of privacy?
Well, I think that as with all great technologies, there is a trade-off. And as long as consumers can understand that and make informed decisions, then no, I don't believe that it is something that we need to be necessarily concerned with from the standpoint of it happening on a regular basis. But there is the aspect of residual data that can be made available to law enforcement if compelled, and that is something that I think we need to all understand.
So the FBI has said that the video was collected via back-end systems. Can you explain what that means?
Yeah, so these systems that are cloud connected, they're basically always recording some form of data. A lot of times that could be something as simple as a low resolution, low frame rate video clip that we would call a pre-record. So in the event of a motion activity occurring, we have the data leading up to that event. And because these systems are cloud connected, generally over a Wi-Fi connection, they're transferring that data in real time all of the time. So even if a suspect were to tamper with a device or remove the device, there is a good chance that that video data, even if it's low resolution, has still already been sent to the cloud and stored. There's also metadata that is available, and that metadata contains a lot of information like timestamps, location stamps, etc.
Well, I feel like we're all learning about this in real time, right? Like we all have a camera, it seems like, but I don't think we all knew kind of the nitty-gritty background.
What it's doing.
So you just brought up metadata. I've also heard it called residual data. How can it be used in cases like this one?
Well, the residual data from a video standpoint can be extremely beneficial for these kinds of cases because the system's collecting something like a JPEG or an image of my face as I may be removing a device from the wall. And I'm thinking that because I removed this device, that evidence is gone. However, as we see, the police have a picture of my face now, and they can use that in their investigation. And because it's metadata or because it's low resolution video clips, images, it transfers to the cloud very, very fast. It's also very easy to store in the cloud. So organizations, even though like in this circumstance, apparently didn't have a subscription, but that doesn't mean that the organization isn't storing some bit of data just as part of their normal operating procedures.
So in this case, this was released as part of a law enforcement investigation, but when can a company like Google or Ring share those home videos?
Very important question, and this is where it's really important for consumers to be informed about the agreements that they're signing when they purchase these products. These service providers will provide privacy information and data management policies through their end user licensing agreements, and of course most of us sort of thumb through that information, but it is very important that we actually look through it because it will very clearly explain what these companies can and cannot do with our data. Oftentimes, though, they are going to be compelled, especially in a scenario like this where someone's life could be at stake in these kinds of emergency circumstances. There's not a lot that these companies can do to prevent your data from being shared with legal authorities when they are compelled to do so with something like a warrant. But again, we also have to keep in mind that the agreement that we make with the service provider isn't always the same agreement that is made with legal entities. And so you have to ask yourself, do you own your data? And this is something you really need to check your licensing agreements. Do you own your data? Or the moment that data is recorded on that service provider's device, do they own the data? Because that will determine what can happen with that data.
Oh,
so fascinating.
Eye-opening information. And so many of us just scan through those things and check.
Some don't even scan.
Very true. Well, that was eye-opening. Thanks so much for that information. We appreciate you joining us this morning.
Absolutely. Have a good morning.
You too. And stay with CBS LA as we track the latest developments in the search for Nancy Guthrie.